People usually engage in this most of the time for cultural reasons. However, it's unfortunate because it's anatomically incorrect and misleading in terms of the harm that female genital mutilation can cause. So today we're talking to Ajayi Florence Abosede, matron at Atiba Health Center and gender health advocate. Good afternoon, Florence. Thank you for joining us today on Let's Talk FGM.
Good afternoon, my sister. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And to join the conversation, you can call in to 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. The talk about female genital mutilation definitely bears repetition, and that's why we're here today. So, Florence, what would you describe female genital mutilation as, and why is it practiced? I'm more interested in the why. Why do people practice female genital mutilation generally?
Shortly, the female genital mutilation, FGM, according to WHO, describe or define as all procedure which involve partial or total removal of external female genitalia or injury to female genitalia organs, whether for culture or any other non-therapeutic reasons. According to layman, it's just an unerring traditional project or practice infected on gay and women worldwide.
So why do people practice female genital mutilation?
They see it as a culture or follow in our country.
They see it as a culture or?
As a culture or follows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this the only reason? Is this the only reason why you think that people practice female
And
genital
some people
mutilation?
believe that if they did not do circumcision for their female baby, it might lead to promiscuous. I mean, maybe doing a show, a man cannot be satisfied that person. A person, sure you understand. That's the reason some of our people in Yoruba or in nation do female circumcision.
All right. So why is female genital mutilation a risk for women and girls? Why is this a big deal? A big deal in such a negative way. Why is it such a big deal in such a negative way? Why is it a risk for girls and for women?
It is a risk for a girl or a woman when it's a time for them to have husband or to be having sex with their partners. They'll be experiencing pains. And then for a woman, during delivery, it gives them a lot of pains because during the circumcision, they have already. There is care there. You know? So whenever they want to give birth like this, they will have pain because of the female genital mutilation they had already by their parents. There's a lot of havoc or complication that arises whenever they want to deliver.
So what can we do to stop this act? What can we do to stop this act from being continued in this society today?
There are lots of things we can do about it. Firstly, we've been going around to do awareness and sensitization to people in the community, churches, mosques, markets, and so on. More so, there should be an embargo or how do I put it? Multiple disciplinary for people to stop it. In Nigeria now, I think Nigeria joined United States in 1994 to stop courts. And then the message has been going viral now, which I know. But at the same time, there are some people in the country or in the community that still performing this female genital mutilation. So by going round, giving health education, giving jingle, then going to churches, going to nook and crannies of the community, and think by giving them health education and let them know that anybody or either the mother-in-law, father-in-law, even medical practitioner that is still doing this female genital mutilation will be disciplined. I think this will make them stop of giving female genital mutilation to our girls or women in our society.
So I had this conversation with a bit of people, and some of them don't realize the impact of female genital mutilation on a girl child. The popular school of thought here, the popular point of view, is that if you mutilate a girl child, it keeps her away from promiscuity, from being carried from one man after the other, all in the name of treatment or in the name of herself, just her own gains. At the end of the day, it makes you wonder whether there's enough awareness there for people who are engaging in these acts. Whether there's enough awareness for them to know that this female genital mutilation is serious and is equally a crime.
No, to me, it's not the truth that if they do not cut a lady or a girl, she'll be doing ashewo or promiscuous. It's not like that at all. Even those that they did not cut, they cut their clitoris. They do ashewo all around. And I believe, as Yorubas everybody say, so God know why she put that clitoris there and the other inner organs of female genitalia. He know why he put it there. You know that there's advantage. Even there are a lot of things that it does, because for them to be cutting meat, it doesn't make them to stop of doing ashewo kakiri or not. Those that are even do it, they did not cut their they cut their genitalia. They are still doing promiscuous nowadays. I think what causes is the poverty. If not the poverty, I don't see where people will be going up and down to see me before they having their daily bread, before they hit. But some people believe that it's the men. Some ladies believe that whenever they need their daily needs or their daily bread, they should go to men to collect money before they can live their own life. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. So it's a state of mind. And whenever ladies or girls they should they train them, give health education, and also give them train them with the word of God. If they have all those things in mind, I think all these things will be stopped.
Most definitely. All right, now let's talk a bit about some of the reasons behind this thing. So I read earlier that some of these people do it because they know it as culture. They understand it as that's what was done to my mother, that's what was done to my grandmother. All they know is that it has been passed down from generation to generation. So if they are in, say my generation, for instance, they're already thinking about mutilated child, circumcising the daughter before she's even born. So in situations like this, what can we do to stop female genital mutilation, given that there are situations like this?
I think you have said it earlier, and at the same time, I will still repeat it. What we can do is to lay law enforcement to the mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, or our olden people that they have the belief that if they do not circumcise their lady, it's not right. They just see it as a culture, and some people that they will even gather their children, maybe it's like 20 or 30 more than that, they count it as a festive. So they will gather them and call all those people called Olola to circumcise them.
Those are the traditional.
Yes. It's just like a culture. It's not normal at all. So if we can if we can stop them, the way we can stop them is to give them a law enforcement on our people to stop courts. Even the government have laid this law by pay. Anybody that perform any female circumcision now will pay 600,000 naira, or they imprisonment them for 2 years. So that's the law on ground for those that circumcise their female or women nowadays.
Have you ever heard of any case where the baby was supposed to be not mutilated, was not supposed to be mutilated at any point? The parents had agreed to it, father and mother, and then when it came to the grandparents, they're the ones that were insisting that the child get get mutilated. Yes. What do you think about that kind of scenario? When it's the parents of the couple that are saying that, not the couple themselves?
That is why we are going around all the health centers now, the health facilities, to give health education to those women of childbearing age. So when they have the knowledge, if we've given them health education, that if they should have the knowledge, and anytime their mother-in-law or father-in-law tells them to do circumcision for their child, they should report to any police station or health centers that is very close to them.
Thank you. Thank you for that. It's 20 minutes past 2 on Women Radio, WFM 91.7. This is still Let's Talk FGM. Let's Talk FGM is where we discuss everything pertaining to female genital mutilation, and you're here to listen to that. FGM, Let's Talk FGM, sponsored by HACEY Initiative in partnership with Women Radio 91.7 and funded by Women Radio and funded by the United Nations Trust Fund to End Violence Against Women.
Keep it locked, keep it loud. Turn your radios up. Wow. We go live, man.
Mama Dora, bring Dora, come on. Papa Dada don't come circumcise her.
You want circumcise your pikin? You say the nation, everybody don't know say circumcision no good at all. Now you want destroy your pikin life. Papa Dora, you don't know say person wey pay somebody to do circumcision, and person wey do the circumcision, now all of them go prison wey fit reach like 4 years, and dem fit still even pay 200,000. If you give person ordinary advice, say dem do circumcision, you go fit go prison for like 2 years and still pay like 100,000 fine money. You sure say my family that call this law enforcement agency to go arrest you? Wetin dey do no good?
You go circumcise Dora again, eh? Papa Dada, carry your yama knife come on my house. Only self go report you.
Circumcision no good at all, oh. As e dey cause plenty health palava for girls' body. My people, if you hear or see person wey wan circumcise any girl, sharply go to law enforcement person near you, or make you call 0812 467 0069. Female circumcision no good. Make we join hands stop am.
Na HACEY Health Initiative through im Stop Court project wey dey funded by United Nations Trust Fund to End Violence Against Women bring una this message.
Of the truth, female genital mutilation is a crime, and it is absolutely wrong. And that's simply because there's no benefit to it. There's no advantage. There's no benefit to it. Whoever it has been inflicted upon, there's really no benefit there. But let me address you now. This to you this message. My guest today is Ajayi Florence Abosede, matron at Atiba Health Center and gender advocate. So, Florence, let me direct this one to you now. And I'm asking you this because of the way some things are in today's world. Is there any guarantee that female genital mutilation will preserve the purity of a girl? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. I know what the answer is. But you find that a lot of people, even with that knowledge, even the fact that they know, sometimes they feel like once they just have a girl child, they need to do a circumcision. They need to make sure that she's mutilated. Because again, that knowledge somehow just goes into the back of their minds, and they're thinking Yes, I'm hearing that this is not right, and I'm aware that it's not right. But this is what I know. This is what was done to my wife, my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, and it keeps going on. So they think to uphold culture, they should continue this, knowing that it is wrong. What is your take on that? Is there any guarantee that we can wipe out that particular mindset?
To me, I think they should eradicate of doing female genital mutilation in our nation, because there's nothing it has to woman's health or has to one's health. Let me put it that way. They should stop it totally. It even cause a lot of havoc to our girls or women.
That's true.
So I don't think they should be doing it. They should stop it totally to be doing female genital mutilation in our nation.
So thank you very much for that. But do you think that more people are in support of this eradication? Do you think more people know enough to join the number of people that are already advocating against female genital mutilation?
Yes. People have known the truth now because of the sensitization rally. Even at times, people will go to the streets to meet Okadas, go to hairdresser, salon to give them and flyers, posters that prescribe how to demonstrate how to stop female genital mutilation. So this thing creates more awareness to our people, and there's more knowledge about it. I think before, if we say out of 100, it's out of 100 and that did not know more about female genital mutilation. But now that there's a more knowledge, more education, awareness, I think it has reduced to 90% now. And still, people are still carrying out the rally sensitization, especially HACEY. We should give kudos to them. They really try. They do go to many states, local governments, look and clinics of the community to create awareness and sensitization to people. And people have known more about female genital mutilation, and they've keeping know much about it, and at the same time they've been stopping cutting female girls now or women.
Thank you very much. Now, let's just let me give you a brief scenario. Imagine you are in your own setting, in your own life, and maybe you're at home or you're at work as a business person, or you're at the hospital or the healthcare center, and somebody comes to you to talk about the fact that they've been mutilated before and that it's affecting a part of their body, whether physically or psychologically. What has that situation happened to you before? Have you met people that have been mutilated and have spoken to you concerning the fact that they were mutilated?
Yes, it's happened many times. Some ladies do complain that whenever they want to have sexual intercourse with their partner, they don't have pains. And some people doing delivery, there's a hormone that secretes the vaginal wall.
That's true.
In as much they've cut the prepuce, that secretion will not come out again to secrete the vaginal wall. By then, instead of the oil that we're supposed to use to clean the baby, we normally use all those things oil to lubricate female vagina, so as for the baby to come out easily. So at times, when there's no secretion or the vagina is not enlarged enough for the baby to come out, we do give episiotomy for some ladies, and this gave a lot of pains. It gave them pains most of the time, and this gave them psychological problem. Even for instance, now a lady that they've circumcised before and they get married, Now, whenever the husband wants to have sexual intercourse with her, she reveals. And the husband go out and meets another lady that know how to play this thing. You know, different style he gives to that man. And what do you think? The man will go back to that lady instead of having sexual intercourse with his wife at home. And by that, he can ignore the wife because she did not satisfy her. She might think maybe she's not okay, or maybe she's not fit enough for her to marry or something like that. Those are the psychological problems that some ladies face.
Go through. Interesting. Interesting, most definitely. Still Women Radio 91.7, and this is still Let's Talk FGM. Spotlight on FGM is the topic of our conversation today. So yes, as always, you can call in and give your thoughts. Call in, share your thoughts. 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Also send in your text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now, looking at the current situation of things in Nigeria, and I'm using Nigeria because this is where we live. So even if I take it out to other African countries, it might still be a little tricky because, again, this is where we live. So what moves are being made, either by the non-governmental organization or by the government, to support these, to put an end to this out-of-school children, to put an end to female genital mutilation? Now I'm saying out-of-school children because sometimes you're surprised that because these children are not educated or their parents are not educated, they don't really know much about it. So what moves can be made to educate more people and then put a really certain end to female genital mutilation?
Like HACEY non-government organization, they do go out often and often to give health education about female genital mutilation to stop it, to stop courts. That's point number one. Point number two, they do create awareness and sensitization. So, and then most of the time, they do go out with flyers that have they draw the female genital mutilation. They have type 1, 2, and 3. They show them how the cut is, and they even tell them about the complication that arise after female genital mutilation. So all this thing, all this health education and the social mobilization makes people have awareness and have more knowledge about female genital mutilation.
Thank you. We're still talking about this spotlight on FGM, and I want to ask about the relationship between local organizations and international organizations when it comes to, doing consistent awareness and advocacy on female genital mutilation. Do you think there's that synergy between local organizations, local non-governmental organizations, and international non-governmental organizations? Pardon me.
Yes, there is. Like HACEY now, they are non-government organization and they are from they are international. They support us in Nigeria here to create awareness, and they are even making fund to make the program go easy and to make people go around easily to create awareness and sensitization to people in the community, in the community rather. So they make funds, they provide funds to us, even fake at times, for people to go around the community.
Thank you very much. So, in line with female genital mutilation, are there any and I'm asking this very carefully because I talked about people who you've spoken with before that have had these experiences, is there any form of support for them as a result of the fact that they've been mutilated and they need to get over some of those hurts or some of those issues that have developed, whether physical or psychological, as a result of female genital mutilation?
Yes. People like that, when you see them in the community, they've cut their clitoris or the female genitalia. So we do refer them to HACEY. After we've given them health education, both physically, spiritually, and psychologically, we do refer them. If there's need, some of them at times need operation to correct all those complications. So I think I have like 2 or 3 cases that HACEY have helped to correct all those complications. They've helped them and did not collect a dime from them. It's this organization that make that correction and they make everything perfectly.
Thank you very much. I also want to ask you this, and so many times people talk about the issues that happen from female genital mutilation, some of the diseases that you can be infected by, some of the ways that it affects your relationships with people, and all of that. Would you say that some of these side effects, so to speak, some of these side effects are in line with the thought that female genital mutilation is wrong? Do you think that these people are coming up with these diseases, so to speak? What I'm asking is, there's a risk attached to female genital mutilation. Do you think that those risks, physical, psychosocial, do you think that those risks are put out there for more people to know, so as to end female genital mutilation, particularly from the community to other areas? Do you think those risks are publicized well enough for people to understand, so as to stop this act?
Yes, they are well publicized. For instance, now, those Olola that do circumcision to our guests in the community, they do sterilize their instruments. For instance, now, they may have like more than 1 or 2, 3 girls to circumcise, and they use same instruments to circumcise them. Through this, they may contact HIV diseases. Not only HIV, we have other diseases like hepatitis B, which is rampant now. So when they did not sterilize the instruments, it's those ladies or girls may prone to all those disease condition. Sure, you understand? Yes.
So in line with that, do these people know about the fact that these instruments that are used for the circumcision can cause diseases? Did the traditional circumcisers know?
They know. They didn't know before. But when there's more knowledge, they create more awareness and knowledge to people. Even they do invite all those Ololas to training workshop. And by this, they've been known and they have more knowledge about this. That without sterilizing the instruments, the girls or women that are circumcised can contact HIV and other diseases from their instruments. And at the same time, it's not even ideal to use an instrument for so many people. So through the training workshop, they've known. But still, some of them are still doing it because they see that procedure as their own, as their daily, how do I put it? Where they see it as where they are getting their own money. So that is why they don't want to desist from doing female genital mutilation. But since they've laid emphasis on the law that back it, I think it has been reduced now.
So if I'm getting it correctly, you're saying these people are aware of some of the risks that are associated with female genital mutilation.
Yes.
And because they've also been aware of the fact that it's a crime, they are reducing the fact that there's. Are you saying they're reducing the use of one instrument for a lot of people, or they're reducing, or they're no longer involved in female genital mutilation?
I cannot say they are reducing doing female genital mutilation,
because according to you, they know that that's where their money comes from.
They know, but they know that by using an instrument, their clients may contract diseases from it. But now there's law enforcement on it. I think it has been reduced also. But we believe by the end of by 2030, everything will be. Doing female genital mutilation will be eradicated in our country with the help of HACEY and other organizations, with the sensitization and health education. I think it will be eradicated totally.
Okay. So do you think that international bodies should do more? Do you think they're doing enough with the publicity against female genital mutilation?
They are doing enough. You know, in our country here, you know what it takes. Don't let me put another word that will not be palatable to them.
Okay.
You know, when they tell them to go for a mile, they will go extra miles. They are doing their best, but we want them to put more effort on this so that to eradicate it totally. They are doing a lot, and they are using a lot of funds on it. So, really appreciate them.
Okay, so I've asked you now about international bodies, but bringing it down to Nigeria, do you think that Nigeria is doing enough as well? Do you think that the government of Nigeria and the Ministry of Health, do you think they're doing enough as well? And this is aside the help of non-governmental organizations.
Yes, they are doing their best too. They are doing enough, but they should keep on doing more by going to the health facility, the hospitals, and all nook and training areas like villages.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they can put more efforts of going to those areas, I think it will get eradicated totally.
Okay. So still talking about eradication of female genital mutilation, what do you now advise that young girls or young women who are newly married, you know, sometimes young women, when they're newly married, do you think that there's enough, what do you advise them to do, particularly when their husbands are in support of female genital mutilation and want their children to be mutilated, but they know that female genital mutilation is wrong?
You know, this thing concerns women a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because men, even to follow their wife to antenatal, is difficult for them in Nigeria here. Since women know much about this and they have more knowledge, they should be able to convince their husband. And at the same time, if they are not be able to convince them, they should let them come to the hospital to see doctor or any medical practitioner to give them health education more about the female genital mutilation. By this, I think you will be confused to circumcise their girls.
To not circumcise
their female babies.
Okay. Well, at this point, I think I'll just ask for final words. And the reason I'm asking for final words now is because, to a large extent, there are younger people who don't know enough about female genital mutilation. And some of them do, but they still don't believe, even with all the publicity, they still don't believe that it's wrong, because somewhere in their mind, they're probably thinking, how can it be wrong when our parents and our parents' parents have been doing this for so long? So how can we enable that publicity, all the advocacy that's going into ending female genital mutilation? How can we tailor it into a way that it touches that cultural perspective of female genital mutilation being right and being practiced? How can we do more advocacy in a way that it can really touch the cultural concept of female genital mutilation being acceptable?
I think this will concern adolescents most. By going to schools to give them health education, that one will be okay. And then doing a training workshop for girls of adolescent stage also will be of help to us in Nigeria. And then we let them know that it is just a culture. It's not mandatory that they should circumcise a female lady. We should let them know and have it at the back of their mind. So when they have all this knowledge, and when a lady or a guest have that knowledge, it goes to another schools, or you have a quiz in another school, they have a debate on this. I think this one will create more knowledge and awareness about female genital mutilation.
All right, thank you very much, Florence. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't have anything to add than to tell our people to stop cuts in the nation. They should stop cuts our female babies. It's a lot of effort that to them. There are a lot of effort. It's caused a lot of harms. So they should stop doing female genital mutilation. That is the only thing I have.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for spending time with us today. And it's very important that we understand that there is no benefit of female genital mutilation to either the children or the parents or anyone involved. And the people who are at the most danger here are the children themselves, the young ladies and the young women who are being mutilated. To a large extent, there is no benefit whatsoever. And this is why the call for the eradication of female genital mutilation has been put forward. And this is why you also need to play your part in promoting the eradication of female genital mutilation. We can talk about it non-stop on radio, on television. We can go across board to state governments, local government, rural communities, even urban societies to discuss the importance of stopping female genital mutilation. But if you don't do anything about it, then nothing will change. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you very much, Florence, for joining us today. And let's join hands to stop female genital mutilation today. To report cases of female genital mutilation, you can call the number 0812-467-0069. 0812-467-0069. You can also get more information on stopcut.hacey.org. stopcut.hacey.org. Next week, Wednesday by 2 p.m. is another time on Let's Talk FGM, and join us as we condemn the practice. Let's Talk FGM is an initiative of HACEY Health Initiative in partnership with Women Radio Night 1.7 and funded by the United Nations Trust Fund to End Violence Against Women. If you have any questions, once again, the number to call is, if you have any questions to report cases, that's what I mean. If you want to report any of these cases, if you've noticed any around where you are, you can report these cases on 0812-467-0069. When next we do this program, again, the number to call is 07000-917-917. You can always talk to our guest, and you can always ask your questions in order to end female genital mutilation, and we're doing our bit by that. Thank you very much to the producer, Adenike Kodre. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Good afternoon.
Àṣàkẹ́ yé sunkún ilé kan pẹ́ ṣebí ìyá àgbà onígi ló fẹ́ dábẹ́ fún wọn.
Mi ò fẹ́ dábẹ́ fọ́mọ mi. Àwọn àdúgbò ẹgbà wọ́n wọ́n fẹ́ dábẹ́ fọ́mọ ẹgbà wọ́n o. Àwọn ọmọ fẹ́yìn ló fẹ́ dábẹ́ fọ́ṣàkẹ́. Ìyá àgbà onígi gan ni wọ́n sì pè pé kó wá dábẹ́ fún.
Ṣebí ìjọba ti ní ohun tó léwu ni. Èèwọ̀ ti ní láti máa dábẹ́ fún obìnrin.
Ṣebí nǹkan tí wọ́n fi yé bàbá bọ́lá lọ sí ẹ̀wọ̀n ọdún lẹ́yìn nígbà náà. Ẹ̀wọ̀n ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́wọ́ nínú gbogbo tí wọ́n fẹ́ tẹ̀fẹ́ àwọn lè. Ìpẹ́lọ́pàá sí
sí ẹ ti fẹ́ kọ́mọ yín kú.
Àwọn ọmọ pọ́n tó léwu ni. Àwọn òwúrò ọ̀làjú ló fẹ́ bà àṣà àti ìṣe wa jẹ́. Ó yá ẹja lọ lé. Àdábẹ́mọ̀ ìyá àgbà onígi ń kọ́.
Iṣẹ́ òtítì ló tẹ̀ mọ́ létí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé nígbà bẹ́ fọmọbìnrin tí ò dá ni kí wọ́n lè pàtí nílẹ̀ kan àgbẹ̀dà fẹjọ́ wọn sùn ni. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nígbà bẹ́ fọmọbìnrin ò dára rárá ó sì kún fún un. Bí ẹ bá mọ ẹnikẹ́ni tó ń gbèrò láti dábẹ́ fọmọbìnrin ẹ lọ sọ fún àwọn agbófinró tó bá súnmọ́ yín tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè nọ́mbà 08124670069. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ láti dẹ́kun ìdábẹ́ ọmọbìnrin.
Ìkéde yìí wá láti iléeṣẹ́ HACEY Initiative pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn àjọ àgbáyé United Nations Trust Fund láti fi òpin sí ìwà kò tọ́.